It's 12:30. I think we could probably get rolling.
Do it.
It's looking good on Bridget's side. Everybody in the audience, yeah, stand with us. This is the first time we've done this with the new StreamYard platform we're using. So we're hoping it works, and we're hoping you can hear and see us, and all is fine and dandy. But welcome to the first of what's going to be a weekly kind of casual conversation with just some of the experts we meet along the way in our journey within franchising. And just a chance to hear from them, let them talk about something they're passionate about, great at, that hopefully everybody can learn from. And so, lucky us, one of my favorites, our first guest to try this out with us on Brain Food here is Leah Pinks from Oh Dear. Leah,
Guinea
thank
pig.
you. You are guinea pigging. We sat here 10 minutes before this trying to figure out the platform. It's going to work,
It's going to work. And we always make it work. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to chat.
Yeah, no, we're excited about it. I think we did a podcast together and I loved it because it was just so much good information. And I was like, oh my gosh, we just got to reformat it and talk deeper into this. So thank you for joining us.
We do good at bouncing ideas off each other for sure.
100%. And for those who may or may not know you, who is Leah?
Hi, I'm Leah. I'm the franchise marketing coordinator for Oh Dear, and we're an all-natural deer, tick, and mosquito franchise. So I work with our franchisees on their local marketing, their designing their materials, their social media, all that fun stuff. So today I want to get a little bit more into not just the value of organic content, but how you can do it and give you guys some takeaways of stuff that you can share with franchisees to motivate them to do it.
Yeah, I love it. I think organic is such a tough one, especially when it comes to pushing it across the system, because I think it's really easy just to put a template up and have everybody use a template. It's really hard to get people to see the value and to learn the process of doing the things. So I'm excited because I think you do that exceedingly well.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. We can switch slides even. I mean, we're set. This is great. We can even move a slide. We called it Brain Food because we're kind of eating lunch and stuff while we're sitting here. So I had some great Korean chicken I cooked up last night. And how about you, Leah? What was lunch today for you?
I haven't had lunch yet. I totally should have had something here.
We should just send lunch to our guests. That's what we should be doing.
Do you want to DoorDash me some lunch?
It shows up in the middle. Anyway, we're going to be doing it once a week. It's called Brain Food because I think it's a fun name. And Leah presented an idea and she was like, hey, what if we do this weird thing? And I was like, this is freaking awesome. Leah, kick us off with this.
Okay, so the inspiration behind this, I don't know if you guys remember the Coke or Pepsi books or the this or that activity books. I just always thought those were so fun. And I've been thinking about doing a LinkedIn post about this. And then when Paul reached out to me, I was like, this is the perfect place to put it out there. So basically what I wanted to show is the contrast between two businesses that are selling the same type of thing. Both of these are pest control businesses, but you can clearly tell that one of them is showing what they do and telling what they do. And one of them is telling what they do. And the other one is actually showing what they do. So there's a big difference between saying your values, saying what you do versus showing that you actually live it. And I just feel if you even just from this screenshot of this part of the feed, it's just so obvious which one you feel more connected to and you know more about the brand.
Show and tell, right? Show, right? Tell on our left.
Exactly.
There's people on this one.
Yeah, some real people.
I love that. And maybe let's dive into this one. Which realtor would you rather work with and why, Leah?
Well, I would rather work with the one on the right because I like the relatability aspect of it. I think it's hard to relate to a template or relate to something that anyone could have posted. Whereas this clearly has this realtor's face on her little key that she has. And I think this is a series she does with every new homeowner, but it's just cool because it's it shows you the relatability of this is a real family that worked with this person and had a successful thing,
Yeah.
Whereas I don't really feel I know much about.
We don't know anything about Charlie.
Yeah. Oh,
We
I
just
feel
know he
bad.
does.
This is making me feel bad too. This is not me trying to be a cyberbully, I promise.
No, I think it's fair. I think, what I notice about this too, because I stream the same way as you, where it's like the right one's like, oh, I could relate. I don't have a child
Yeah.
yet, but someday I'm gonna have a baby
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
see
gonna be
yourself,
going through
yeah,
this.
down the line, exactly.
Yeah. I also like it's just like it's clearly not a professional photographer, right? Like
Exactly.
we
Exactly.
clearly just pulled our cell phone out and took a picture.
Exactly. And I think like sometimes like people can tell when it's like when your entire feed is completely perfect and it's
Mm,
all professional photos that have been staged with lighting, or it's like all the perfect stock images of something up close. Like I see this a lot with like wellness brands, especially.
yeah.
That's great. Like the aesthetic is nice, but like at the end of the day, a post of like a zoomed in tan leaf isn't really gonna like move the needle with
The
like
emotional
getting
needle.
people to connect with your brand, you know? So it's
Yeah.
hard because it's like you have to find a balance because I do understand like wanting to have an aesthetic feed. Like I totally get that. And like it's harder in different industries where people are like, oh, it's not, we don't have an aesthetic business. But like at the end of the day, being relatable and authentic is way more impactful
Hmm.
with engagement than aesthetics.
Yeah, how do you think about like because I think the aesthetic feed is it's like a millennial Gen Z thing, right? Like it's something that our generation thinks about and
Yeah.
considers. How do you think about balancing the feed itself from like stories or other things that are more transient, right? Like
Oh, yeah,
do
that's a good
you
idea.
do you
I
think
mean, I
about
think
using stories in like a more creative way or, a way that maybe is less aesthetic to the brand than you would a permanent feed post?
definitely. I think especially with like when we're like promoting local events or other businesses, I think that that's definitely the place to do it is like on your
Hmm.
story where they could repost it and then you'd get the exposure from their followers as well.
Yeah.
So I do think that's a great idea of like if there's something that you know that you want to promote, but you don't want it permanently on your feed, you can
Yeah.
do it on your story. You can also archive posts and stuff. But like it's really just about like a mix. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not saying that you can never use a graphic again. Like I
Sure.
use graphics. That would be very hypocritical of me.
Shout out
Oh,
Canva. Yeah.
yes, yes. Love Canva. Love her. So I think that it's like just about mixing it in, like just having
Hmm.
some sort of something for people to connect with.
Yeah. How much of it do you think about like your content feed as a part of the funnel, right? And like different pieces of content service different portions of the funnel.
Definitely. And I think like especially with the education part, I think social
Hmm.
media is a great place to get people started with just educating them about your brand, getting that extra exposure. And we talked on our last podcast about the reel that I posted that it got
Hmm.
like crazy amount of views, but it
Several
was
million, right? I mean, not
yeah,
to
it was like
undersell here. It's like 5, 6,
7
7
million
million.
views and
Okay, yeah.
it um got us like over 1,000 new followers. And I
Yeah.
really credit that to the fact that we had good content on there already that
Mm.
that was established and that was valuable. Because like if there's things in your feed that you're posting that people aren't interacting with, you can delete it and
Sure.
just leave the things like you can leave the things that people are actually interacting with. And then that'll kind of help you shape future posts and
Yeah.
also will show people like those posts that you're getting engagement on, not the posts that, because not every post is going to hit. Trust me.
Not everyone's a banger. Sometimes it goes out
I've
and
wasted countless hours of my life on
the
posts.
worst part is when you're like super confident in one and you've put a lot of time into it and then it's just like thank you 3 people who have liked this.
Yes.
This is
Oh,
great.
that's the story of my life. That happened to me the other day on LinkedIn. I spent hours on this post. I was like,
Oh
this is going to
no.
go viral.
Yeah.
12 likes later, I'm like, all righty.
We'll tag it in the follow-up post from this. We'll drive some traffic. Um
But yeah, we
but
kind of
it
just talked a
we
little
yeah, you
bit of,
kind of talked into this, but I think,
yeah,
adding some more would be great in terms of like the types, phrases, all that good stuff.
yeah, definitely. So like, again, with templates, I'm not against using templates for educational content or sharing awards or anything like that. Like, I think that it's just important to have a balance. I think
Hmm.
that sometimes like I don't know if you've ever seen those accounts where like it's only templates and so like every day it's like happy Monday. It's like a happy Monday template. And then
Yeah.
there's like holidays you've never even heard of. And
Yeah.
And so it's like I don't know anything about the business.
Yeah,
I
but you do know it's National Gluten-Free
I
Granola
know
Day.
that it's National Ice Cream Day, exactly.
Yeah.
So unless it's like relevant to your brand, I think that
Yeah.
like for us, like we'll do stuff for National Mosquito Awareness Week or
Right.
Lyme Awareness Month. That's
Yeah.
relevant.
Things that are directly relevant to what
Yeah,
you're
I
doing.
think that like it's easy to be like, oh, I have a bunch of templates that I can post super easy just right from here. But at the end of the day, like that's not going to make any sort of impact.
Yeah, I think, my favorite use of like templatized content is Orange Theory. Because they have like their weekly schedule, but the schedule itself is not a template. Like they'll have like the big board, right? And they like pull up the board
Yeah.
and they'll have the people on it. They'll have a challenge where it's like, yeah, we are posting repetitive content, but it's literally just an organic photo of that
Yeah,
week, of that day, to where it like doesn't feel repetitive, even though it is hyper repetitive, right?
exactly. Like putting that organic photo in it, that counts. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
definitely. And I think like
I
sometimes people just, and I get it. Not everyone is a social media person, and it's easy to find like somebody that can just do content for you and they just pump out templates, like a ton of them, but like posting more just to stay active and keep your page active doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get that engagement that most people are really looking for out of social media.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Oh, wait, can we go back
Jumping
for
into
1 second?
Oh, please, yeah.
The only other thing I wanted to say about this, we kind of talked about the perfect post thing, but for what I was meaning with the last one was I think AI is great. We love AI, but when people use AI to write every social media caption and it sounds like a robot,
Sure.
now I don't know anything about your brand other than the fact that you use AI. You know,
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
think that, and you can definitely use it to strengthen your stories that you're telling if you're doing storytelling content or anything like that. But I think like just when it's those AI graphics that are like clearly created in ChatGPT and the words and the M dashes, and it's just
the
very,
M dash. AI has killed the
I
M
know.
dash.
And listen, sometimes the M dash works, whatever, but just, does that make sense? Like, I think
No,
that
100%. Like, I think
sounding human and having a brand.
everybody has their own voice's tone, and everybody's not
Yeah,
grammatically perfect. That's the
exactly.
one that always gets me, is like when you see like the proper use of a gerund. I'm like,
Of,
yeah,
of
I went
what?
to school with you. I know you never used like proper grammar, like.
I went to school with you. That's funny.
No, I totally agree. I do lament the dash. Like, I'm a big dash guy, and now it's like crap. When I use dashes, it sounds fake. It's like, this sucks.
I know.
But I
Well,
completely agree.
someone
I think
told me the
like,
other day that they thought that they were like, well, I see the comma after when you're listing three things with and you do
yeah,
the
yeah,
comma
yeah, the
before
Oxford
and.
comma, yeah.
So they were like, oh, that's a sign to me that someone used AI, but I've
Oh
actually
crap.
always written with
I'm a
the.
big Oxford comma guy too.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
Maybe I just write robotically.
I guess
Maybe I'm a bad writer.
no, that's our voice.
I love this one because I think about this a lot, and maybe it's just my feed at this point, but some of my best follows are like painting businesses.
Yeah.
Like, I think, shout out the Pinks team. I think Pinks does a really great job. I think they're window cleaning. But to your point, like, you don't have to have a sexy like Los Angeles, New York based wellness brand to
Yeah,
have a great
exactly.
Instagram feed.
I think that everyone, when you picture like a great Instagram feed, it's like wellness, health, like all that, like
Oh yeah.
pretty stuff, like model photos, whatever. But like at the end of the day, that's not realistic. And people have seen enough stock photos. Like, I think we're
Yeah.
good. So like I totally agree that you can have a super niche business and you can get a great social media following and have loyal followers, and
Yeah.
showing, especially with home services, showing the technicians that people are actually interacting with is
Mhm.
great.
Yeah. With Oh Dear, like, I'm interested, like, when you're bringing new franchisees in, right?
Yeah.
Because more often they're not social media marketers by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
They identify themselves as like, I'm a home services guy. Like, I want to be outside
I'm an
doing this stuff.
operations guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So I'm curious, like, what does that look like for you? Where it's like, hey, I don't need you to be sexy out here. I don't need you to like follow the
Yeah,
latest trend. Like,
exactly.
how do
I
you kind
think,
of coach that?
well, I'm in the process of coaching that, but I would
Yeah,
say that like just really drilling home that it doesn't I think that a lot of people second guess themselves and they're like, oh, it's a little blurry, so it's not good enough.
Yeah.
But not second guessing yourself and just showing real, authentic moments, it really takes like, I don't know, 30 seconds to take out your phone, lead it up against a tree, and get a video of you spraying. Like we have a franchise owner, Josh, who does like hysterical videos of himself like playing on playgrounds and like going down the slide and stuff, and like and it gets so much traction. And it's so funny because I know that some people don't obviously have like the personal confidence to go out there and be like dancing on video like him. But there are easy things that you can do. You can take out your phone and take a photo of a plant and share it. Like it's just emphasizing how easy it is, and then also celebrating the people that do it. So we have a weekly roundup communication, which is just like an email to all franchisees about what's going on this week and stuff to prepare for. And at the bottom of every edition, we have our organic content of the week. So we highlight franchisees. Yeah. So that's like another great way for them to get ideas too, because then it's like now you can look back at all these emails and have ideas of stuff that you could copy and try in your
100%. Yeah, it's like it's so funny because it's something we randomly built into Flamel, and we didn't really think about it like this. Like for us, it was like the top content library. It's just like, hey, you want to see the analytics? What we then realized was like, oh, actually, what happens is the other franchisees want to see what other franchisees are posting, and historically, they used to have to follow every single page, and it's like, hear me out, it's all great and dandy, but if you follow 100 pages of the same type of business, it's a pretty boring feed on social,
Exactly.
And it is such a great source though, because like you guys are all on the same team. If it's working here, it'll probably work in your market as well, or at least be worth a try,
At least be worth a try. And it's one of those things, it's free. Like there's like, what's the downside, like as long as you put guardrails in place, like obviously the downsides are somebody could post something that's not
PR friendly. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But as long as you like communicate those guidelines, and at the end of the day, not everything that they post organically this is something that I'm still working on. Not everything that they post organically is going to be something that I would have posted, and maybe I don't like it, but at the end of the day, they're making the effort to post something organically. And so like just continuing to celebrate the effort. And I mean, especially like even our new franchisees have just done a great job at making that part of their beginning steps, like while they're building that brand awareness before they've really established in the territory,
Yeah. No, I think it makes perfect sense. And I think jumping into this one, don't be boring. Because I think this one's hard. I think I personally struggle with this one. Like, I think the things I say online are boring sometimes, and it's like, I'm trying to follow our brand. I'm trying to like,
I know it's hard.
Our thing is we get a lot of info. We work with a lot of brands. We see a lot of things. And I'm like, oh, there's so much data and knowledge I want to share.
Yes.
But it's like, I'm the nerd, and so not everybody else likes that. So like, what is the way to be less boring?
I think the way to be less boring is to literally show people that you're human. So say you're posting those posts, that's great data and everything like that.
Yeah.
If you mix a post in where you're talking about like a silly moment that happened in your day or a photo of your dog,
sure,
it's a nice break in the.
I can't give a dog, but I can give a cat.
We'll take it. We will. That's adorable. We'll take it.
I'll put more cat pictures on LinkedIn, everybody.
Please. But just like, I think telling even like if you started doing stories about like how I became the founder of a AI business, just the storytelling aspect of it. I used this example on the right. This is actually a business in my town, and they just started this year, and they're a little food truck, and they have amazing pizza, but they're just so great with like their customer interactions, and like they always remember us when we go, and they're just like really great business people. But like I would never know that or see that if they just posted like a graphic of a food truck and said
this week's menu
at 7:30. You know what I mean? Like to hear their story, and like it just makes me feel more connected to them, like to know that they're a member of the town, to know that they're small business owners. Like that's the type of stuff that actually resonates with people, to see the people behind the brand, not just what you're saying is behind the brand.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like your biggest tool when you're building social content is the people around you.
Exactly.
Just highlighting all of that's such a big thing.
Exactly. That's something else that we recommend is like, if you are going to have somebody else do social media content for you, if you are going, like, if you're aiming to get organic content, it can't come from corporate, because then it's not organic. So like, it does have to come from you or someone close on your team, that's like actually doing the work there
in the mix
with you.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And shout out Sebs, everybody.
Shout out Sebs. It's so good.
Go try it out.
In Rhode Island, just let me know.
And then I think this is also just like a really fantastic reminder about like what truly is organic. I think the obvious one that everybody thinks of is just Facebook or Instagram, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to that. And so maybe tell us about like when you think about a full suite of organic content that should be getting made.
Yeah. So like, say I have a great story that I want to share about a customer, and I have like a photo of them and the before and after, and I have like an interview with them. There's like a million different things that I could make out of that.
Yeah.
And so I think like with your organic content, repurposing it in different places. So for example, on Google Business Profile, I know that you can like post photos on there that stay on your profile, but you can also post like a feed on there. So sharing that organic content on there, and just Google Business Profiles in general, having photos showing the people behind your business. I think that sometimes, like, I don't know, I like trust Google Business Profile a lot. So like, if there's good reviews or bad reviews, like I really do listen to it.
We are the review generation for sure. Like, it's like I won't buy a toothbrush online unless it has 1,000 reviews and a 4.7 or above.
Exactly. Like, I don't trust it. But so yeah, I think like, even like when I've looked up a business, if the Google Business Profile is completely blank, like now I'm not sure that you're real, like now so having that filled out, having content being posted to that is great. And then obviously like storytelling through blogs, those organic posts that you write small little stories or moments about your day with, you can make them longer and put them on your website, kind of like, oh my God, I'm literally getting blinded right now.
You are in the middle of the sun. We are doing this live, folks. This is organic right now, Yeah,
right. To break up the content. So like, obviously on your blog, you're going to have educational articles about your services and stuff like that. But also
comparisons to other competitors, all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you're all going for the same keywords. You're all, like, sharing what really makes your brand different and the people behind your brand and the story behind your brand, I just think is a good way to break up that constant education.
I think Google, like posting on the Google feed is so important too, because as Google continues to do generative results, AI results at the top of search feeds, they're going to use their priority data, first person data so much more, and like they own the business profile, so they will use that data and they will use those posts as content to populate. And so it's like just really powerful to create density around your area with like organic content of different varieties.
Exactly. And like, if you have a scheduling platform, you can just schedule it right to Google Business Profile the same way you schedule it to your other stuff.
Yeah, easy peasy. I love that. And then you called out one of my favorite consumer brands on here, actually, when you put this together. Duolingo is like, I think they are absurd. I think they're fantastic. But maybe why did you call out these quotes here for this?
Yeah, well, I also agree that they're absurd and awesome, and they crack me up, and I love stuff like that.
Their video content's wild. Like, it gets
listen,
crazy.
No one else is doing it, so we'll say that. But this is kind of something we talked about earlier, but just pumping out content that's not actually valuable or resonating with people or anything other than educational graphics, testimonials, like, people are either going to scroll or they're going to unfollow you, because no one wants like a million posts clogging up their feed. Like if I follow a business and they're now posting graphics 3 times a day, you're getting unfollowed that day. That's just too much. So I think not overloading with people, like posting more doesn't necessarily mean more engagement. I think, in my opinion, posting more organic content means more engagement, but
I think consistency is key. I think you should post every day. I think you just got to treat it like a sales funnel. Like,
Yeah.
if you're in a sales process, you're not going to hammer the same point constantly over and over again. Like, you're going to differentiate what you're doing. And I think that's such a meaningful aspect of
Yeah.
marketing.
And also like planting the seeds, like you were saying before, on your feed, and like keeping up those posts that really do have that important information that people might want to look back at.
Yeah. Touch points. You need touch points, right? Absolutely.
And then for the other one,
I went
the
too fast.
for the viral one, this is something else that I've talked about, is like just not chasing every single trend, because you do lose your brand and your brand voice when you're just trying to adhere to every trend and chase going viral from a trend. And it's like, next thing you know, you've chased every trend and you've lost your brand voice and your brand identity.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's finding the ones that work for you.
Exactly.
Right? Like, if you can take an angle on it that makes sense, do it. Because like being an individual influencer that's just like an influencer personality that does all the trends is very different than being a business that is trying to fit into it.
Yes. 100%. I love that.
I absolutely agree. Leah, as always, thank you for the masterclass on organic social.
Thank you for having me. Sorry I have like this.
No, it's perfectly, you are the chosen one of organic social, so you're being illuminated. And for people who want to reach out to you that watched, how can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. I also have a freelance design business as well as my work with O'Dear. So if you're interested in O'Dear stuff, organic content stuff, design stuff, whatever, just shoot me a DM on LinkedIn.
And she's also awesome, so check her out.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and thanks for being our guinea pig as we iron through how the heck to do this thing.
Oh my God,
for everybody else, we've got another one coming up. Jay Coleman next week, who is, we're just on a streak of fantastically nice, kind, awesome people.
Jay is a doll. Everyone, you have to know.
And so join us next week, same time, 12:30. We'll have lunch together. That's what it'll be. And
I know, maybe she'll bring food.
Maybe I should have been more explicit about it. Honestly, that's what I should have done. I'll be like, no, we're eating lunch. But that kind of wraps it for today, guys. I hope I hope this was fun. Like, I think our goal is to we talk to people every day, all the time, that are experts at things they do within franchising, and we just like to have those conversations and kind of share those resources. So hope you guys enjoyed Braid Food today. Leah, again, thanks for joining, and for everybody else, hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much. Bye.
All right.